Welcome back to the RBL Basketball League, and this is a pretty important entry into the series. We have 3 games to check out, as well as many trades, in which most of them were made by one team that is currently struggling and very disappointing as of right now. And I also have some major news. This season will be the last one for NBA 2K24. I recently got into my medical program for college, so I'm going to have way less time to make these videos. And NBA 2K25 is right around the corner, so I'm going to make this the last season for NBA 2K24, and then restarting it back up in NBA 2K25. So let's make this last season count and end it with a bang. So the 3 games we'll be checking out today will be between the Virginia Storm versus the Nashville Stars, the Athens Ravens versus the Baltimore Glory, and lastly the Tampa Bay Sharks versus the Columbus Coyotes. And at the end of this video, I will reveal the current standings and trades. But until then, let's get into the games, guys. And we're going to start off with a very good game between the Virginia Storm and the Nashville Stars. The Stars are coming off a pretty good season, however they choked hard in the playoffs. They lost to the number 12 seed Omaha Barrage. They finished the season as the 5th seed. They had a great season, but then they ultimately lost to the Barrage. They were also the first ever RBL champions. But there is a good 3-point jump shot there from Joey Taylor, who is now the new starting small forward for the Virginia Storm. They also moved Ethan Daniel to the 2 spot. So these two guys who have basically grown together in this team are now starting for them, so pretty cool there. And there's Joey Taylor once again with the 3-point jump shot, making a name for himself as a new starter for the Virginia Storm. Here's the Stars. Here's Kean Frost, the rookie, who was traded to the Stars from the Pittsburgh Force last draft. And he is exactly what the Stars want. He's a great shot blocker and a really good force in the paint for them. But there was a nice shot there from Jeremy Lin. See what the Stars can do with possession. Here's Zaire Wade, the son of Dwayne Wade, gets a 3-point jump shot to go there. Great jump shot he's got there. And here is Mike Madison with the 3-point jump shot. He has been excellent for the Stars ever since they drafted him. He is the starting 2 guard for them. They're a great defensive team, but he really gives them a good shot creator. And there's another make there from Kean Frost, who has been tearing up the league so far. He's averaging around, I believe, like 12 points, 8 rebounds, so he's doing really good. But there was a nice buzzer beater from the fan favorite Derrick Rose. And speaking of fan favorites, there's Bol with the and 1 attempt. See if he can get it to go. And he does. Good stuff there from Bol. And hopefully the Virginia Storm can have another great season. They were the 9 seed last year and made it all the way into the 3rd round and lost to the Jacksonville Bulldogs. So let's see if they can have another good season. There's another shot there from Bol in the paint. And the Stars have possession. Here's Michael Carter-Williams. And sends it to Kean Frost in the paint, who gets the dunk with Bol in the paint. Impressive stuff there. Yeah, Kean is a monster. Moves very well for his 7-foot+ frame. But there's a good mid-range jump shot there from Jeremy Lin. Hopefully he can bring Linsanity once again off the bench for the Storm. And there's a nice cut there from Ethan Daniel. Excellent dunk there. Great pass from Jeremy Lin as well. And we're in the post with Elijah Patterson and gets the hook to go. Almost forgot about Elijah Patterson. He's kind of been outshined by Kean Frost, but he's still their star player and go-to scorer for them, along with Mike Madison. And speaking of Madison, there's another 3-point jump shot there from him. By far the best shooter on this team. And that's going to do it. These Stars take down the Virginia Storm with ease. And yeah, I believe they are the 1 seed currently. They are good right now, and they are trying to live up to their first season success. And they could definitely do it with this roster, especially with the addition of Kean Frost. They were the 5 seed last year without Kean Frost, so I could definitely see them maintaining the 1 spot. But we are now in our second game of the episode. It is the Athens Ravens versus the Baltimore Glory. Both teams are currently struggling. We'll see exactly where they are in the later part of the video where I revealed the standings. But let's see what these 2 teams can do, who have been pretty disappointing so far. Alright, here is Blake Gordon, and gets a 3-point jump shot, who is now starting for the Glory in his, I believe this is 2nd or 3rd season. But there's a great pass from Kyler Campbell to Tyson Carter, rookie to rookie connection there. Excellent rookie so far for the Ravens. And there's Blake Gordon once again with the 3-point jump shot, the best part of his game. A solid 3-and-D wing for the Glory. See what they can do. A great cut there from Thomas Mueller, the backup point guard, who's been progressing very nicely for the Glory. Solid young player for them. And here's Kyler Campbell in the paint, the 7'4" beast right there for the Ravens, who was an excellent draft selection. I believe he was a steal there. But there's Isaiah Thomas there with the 3-point jump shot, who they traded for. Funny enough, they actually traded Lee Smith, who is what we'll see later for the Glory. They drafted him, then traded him for Isaiah Thomas from the Glory. So see if Isaiah Thomas can do well against his former team. But speaking of Lee Smith, there he is there. He is so good in the paint. He's very tall for a point guard. But he can play all 5 positions, to be honest. He's a very good player. There's the fadeaway shot there from Lee Smith, who has been great off the bench for the Baltimore Glory. He can do it all. Here's Kyler Campbell once again. Almost gets an and one there. I thought he should have gotten fouled, but he makes a tough shot there in the paint for the Ravens. Here's Brandon Boston Jr. Gives the ball to Tyson Carter, who pulls up from 3 and gets it to go. The new starting point guard for the Athens Ravens, Tyson Carter, who has a lot of experience. He played in summer leagues, many of them. He also played overseas for a few teams. But there's Austin Hamilton, the Isaiah Thomas replacement. He's 5'8" and very skilled, just like Isaiah Thomas, but he's much younger and could definitely be better. So that's why the Glory traded Isaiah Thomas. Some people had some questions on, why did they make that move after they were the 1 seed last year, but they did get swept by the Virginia Storm in the second round, and it was just inevitable. They were kind of looked at as a very weak 1 seed. I think they just knew they could never win a championship with Isaiah Thomas. So that's why they, sided with Austin Hamilton. But there was a great alley-oop there to Brandon Boston Jr., known for his shooting, but he gets a dunk there. And Hamilton with the 3-point jump shot once again. He's an excellent shooter and a great ball handler. And there is Hamilton once again with the 3-point jump shot. Rocking number 27 and the headband, looking good. And another 3-point jump shot, this time from Blake Griffin, who has been getting a lot less minutes. He's declining. He's getting older. That's why they replaced him with Jaquavius Thompson as a starting power forward. But this game is tight. Let's see if the Ravens can get a game winner right here. It's tied at 75. Let's see what happens. Udoka has the ball, gives it to Tyson Carter, dribbles in, and cannot get it to go. The Ravens can't get the game-winning shot, and the Glory and the Ravens are going to go into overtime. And remember, the overtimes in the RBL are sudden death. The first team who scores will win the game, so it makes these overtimes very intense. And the Glory have first possession. And the Glory are in transition. See if they can win this game. They send a bad alley-oop there. The Ravens are in transition. See if they can score here. All right, Brandon Boston Jr. with the ball. Lobs it up to Udoka Azubuike, who wins the game. Wow, what a highlight there. Winning the game with an alley-oop. And that is just why the sudden death overtime is so much fun. It just makes things so much more tense, and every possession matters. But that was a great end to that game. Congrats to Brandon Boston Jr. for that pass, Udoka Azubuike making the alley-oop, and ultimately the Ravens. So let's now get into our last game of the day before we get into the standings and the trades. So yeah, let's get through this game, and it's between the Columbus Coyotes and the Tampa Bay Sharks. We got a lot of custom players, so let's see them all hopefully play well in this game. Alright, so Sharks have the ball. Here's Jackson Coffey with the nice spin move. Gets Josh Okogie with the pump fake there. And Jackson Coffey is by far the best player on the Sharks, their go-to scorer. And there is a good 3-point jump shot there from Sharif Cooper, who was the starting point guard for them last season, but now it is held by Dylan Miner. But there's a 3-point jump shot there from Jackson Coffey, the 3-level scorer for the Tampa Bay Sharks. Here's Dylan Miner, pick and roll of Hunter Dickinson, pulls it from mid-range and gets it to go. Speaking of 3-level scores, it is also Dylan Miner. He's an excellent scorer for the basketball player. Here's Brady Bennett in the paint, and gets a chance for a 3-point play. Great shot there from Brady Bennett, who was signed pretty late into last season, but he's made a great impact for the Sharks. And the Sharks are doing pretty well so far. I believe they're in the number 6 spot, and he's definitely helping them. But there is actually, I thought that was Noah Sheffield. That was Brady Bennett once again, who is another all-around great scorer. We have so many talented players in the RBL. And I'm definitely excited to, expand in NBA 2K25, learn from, the mistakes, and, add some more things. And just make it the best series on YouTube that I can. The amount of compliments I've gotten on the series for it being the best series, that they're watching right now, means so much. But I know I can do even more, and I'm excited to bring it to y'all in NBA 2K25, the return of the RBL. But we still got to crown a fourth RBL champion, and before we even do that, we have to get through this game. Here is Jim Bob with the 3-point jump shot. Quickly becoming a fan favorite, him and Dylan Miner. People are calling them the next Splash Bros, or at least the Splash Bros of the RBL. And there's Jackson Coffee answering back against the Coyotes there for the Sharks. And there is Noah Sheffield with the 3-point jump shot. That is his game. Excellent shooter and solid defender as well. Here's Dylan Miner pulling it from 3 and gets to the go. Fires back against the Sharks. And he is quickly becoming one of the best point guards in the entire league. There's another 3-point jump shot there from Noah Sheffield. It is a 3-point hailstorm right now. And we have another one. Jackson Coffee answering back. Great shot there from Jackson Coffee of the Tampa Bay Sharks. Here's Jim Bob with the ball, pulls up from mid-range and gets to the go. Great dribbler and a shot creator as well, not just a spot-up shooter there for the Columbus Coyotes. And there is Jim Bob once again in the paint this time with that James Harden-esque beard. All right, here's Jackson Coffee with the ball, gives it to Noah Sheffield and gets the mid-range jump shot to go. And that puts him up by 8. And it looks like the Sharks are going to win this game, and they do. The Tampa Bay Sharks take down the Columbus Coyotes. Pretty competitive game and exciting game. A lot of custom players featured, and surprising, Keldon Smith did not have many highlights. I don't think he had a single highlight this game. Uncharacteristic of him. He's normally a dominant paint force. But yeah, that does it for the games. Alright, let's get into the standings, and the Nashville Stars have returned to their first season glory as they are once again the number 1 seed. We have the Bulldogs at 2, the Force at 3, the Chicago Legacy with the 4 seed, and very surprisingly, the Montreal Firebirds are in 5th place right now, in only their 2nd season. The Sharks at 6, Liberty at 7, the Klay Thompson-led Spirits in their 2nd season at number 8, and the Sparrows at number 9 seem to be having a much better season and a little bit of a comeback. And the defending champions are having a slow start as they're at 10. The Columbus Coyotes are currently at number 11, the Fort Worth Panthers at 12, the Sound are at 13, which is pretty disappointing, but it's still early in the season. And they're also going to make a lineup change. Frodo Rock will now start over Victor Oladipo at the shooting guard spot, so we'll see how that helps them out. The Lions are at number 14, the Barrage at 15, and if the playoffs started right now, the Knights would once again be the 16th seed. And here's some pretty disappointing teams. The Glory and the Ravens near the bottom, and even more disappointing are the Storm and Calvary at dead last in the league. So the team that desperately needs to make some changes are clearly the Raleigh Calvary, and they're going to make some moves. The first decision is getting a solid defensive big man, as they are the worst defensive team in the league, so they decided to sign free agent JaVale McGee to fix this hole for them. The next move is to get a defensive guard, so they target the Athens Ravens guard, Connor Reynolds, who has been struggling to find playing time. And they are going to send Spencer Dinwiddie and a 2nd round pick for Reynolds. And since they have Connor, they don't need Vasily Micic anymore, so they're going to trade him to the Barrage for power forward Sasha Veshnikov. So this is the new lineup for the Calvary. Kyrie, Sean Henson, Gordon Hayward, Chuma Okeke, and Kai Jones will start for them. And off their bench will be Leandro Balmero, Connor Reynolds, JaVale McGee, and Jack Golke. So let's see if these moves help them out at all. And the other trade that happened was between the Baltimore Glory and the Virginia Storm, who are both struggling immensely. The Glory are sending Christian Wood in return for Willie Cauley-Stein. The Glory need more defense, and they got that with Willie Cauley-Stein. And the Storm needs some offense off the bench, and they believe Wood is their guy. Alright, that's going to do with this video, so make sure to like, subscribe for more RBL videos, and let's make this last season the best one yet. Also, make sure to check out some of my Marvel content and my brief video over Geezer Butler, the most underrated bass player of all time. I have a lot to offer on this channel, not just RBL videos, so make sure to go check it all out, guys. Peace out.